Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting edition of the best damn pro wrestling podcast on the internet, Main Event Mafia. I am, of course, one of your three hosts himself, Mr. Perfection, God's greatest creation, the gift to this generation. And I am here once again with my guy in the chair, the Jerry the King Lawler to my Jim Ross, Mr. Magic Fingers himself. Andrew, how are you doing this week, buddy?
Dude, tonight has been just magical.
It really has.
It was magical because we got to hear and we watched it together, man. We got to hear
Mhm.
the the legend himself do his thing. We got to hear good old JR.
Yeah.
And that was just awesome. There's no way just we got to hear the genius on the mic just do his thing, and man, it brought a tear to the eye, man. It made my heart just. It was awesome to hear his voice.
It did, especially with his health scare here a few months
Yes.
back earlier this year. Um, for those of you who don't know, Jim Ross is actually a very close hero of mine, and he put me on this trajectory that I'm on now. So to hear that he was diagnosed with cancer again, it affected me in a way that we all have our sports heroes, right?
Yeah.
That we never
Yeah.
meet them in person, but I was lucky enough to meet this kind, gentle man, this amazing, wonderful human being once in my life. And the impact he had on me in 45 seconds to a minute has lasted for the rest of my life. And
Yep.
so when you hear something like that about someone who you hold so dear, and I think it happened with Bray to a lot of us too, it just came all of a sudden. And so when you hear another cancer diagnosis, you get scared.
Yeah.
I think we all forgot what it sounded like to have the greatest of all time on a call. And tonight we got that. And it was emotional for me because I think he, even if he was still fighting cancer, his old ass would be in there doing treatment, calling the matches. So it was so good to hear him. And AEW had a fantastic show tonight. I'm going to let you lead it off.
It was.
What was your
It
biggest
was.
takeaway for this show and what impressed you the most?
The gummy bears. The freaking gummy bears, man. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. Like I had muted myself just in time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my wife came in to ask me a question, and I had
Mm-hmm.
muted myself.
Yep.
And then it was one thing after another with that
Yep.
match. But the entire pay-per-view was just outstanding. I
There
was
wasn't
not
a bad
bored with
card.
any match on that entire card.
No.
Now, there might have been a few wrestlers that I had not seen. This might have been their first time on an AEW card, but there was a few things that I was like, "What the fuck?" Um, the tag team, the way that match ended.
It was so confusing. I had no idea who
Yeah,
won. Like I
like
had no idea.
it's like someone hit pause and they tried to rewind, like literally take a step back. Literally, you saw him crawl backwards and then start crawling forward again. And like,
Yep.
I don't know, like, but other than that, the entire night was just great. Um, I'm not going to talk about the main event yet.
No, because we need to
Not
save
yet.
because some
Yeah, let's
fucked
save
up
that.
shit
Let's save
happened.
that. Yeah, let's
Um,
save. But
let's veer for a second because the internet has been exploding for the last several hours. And I don't
yes,
know if you are up to tune with this, but Rashad Jackson
yes.
knocked a man unconscious and beat the ever loving shit out of him.
Well, I will admit I have not seen the video. But from
It's
what I've
everywhere.
heard, he got everything the man deserved.
So I'll break down the incident from because I've seen the video and everything. He beat the fuck out of this bitch.
Right.
He picks him up like a double leg takedown, picks him up, slams him down, and he's out. He's out at that point. And this is
Right.
where I think Rashad took it too far. He then proceeds to stand over top the motherfucker and beat his face in.
Right.
Now, with that being said, did he take it too far? Absolutely. But who is his motherfucking daddy and who is his DNA? Who does he have DNA wise coursing through his veins?
Also,
I don't understand it.
isn't it true that he's a veteran?
The wrestler?
Uh, Rampage's son.
I I'm not too sure, but I want to say that the wrestler that he assaulted was a veteran.
With potential PTSD, which may have led to the altercation getting taken too far.
Yeah, so I haven't heard much about that, but from the whole incident started, ladies and gentlemen, from Rashad walking up to the guy and he going, well, you need to watch out for Psycho, whoever the fuck this no name piece of shit is, to be honest with you. And he's like, nah, I don't know who the hell you are. He proceeds to pick up a beer can or a soda can or whatever, grabs it, and hits Rashad over the head with it.
Yeah, see that in itself, you yeah,
You do not fuck with the DNA of the
did,
most
does he not remember what
underrated.
the guy's dad did to that innocent door
Yes, on
and
Ultimate
ripped
Fighter,
it
ladies and
like a
gentlemen.
piece of paper?
Look it up.
So can you imagine if his dad did that and the same DNA is in his son, what he is capable of doing himself? And especially if you're going to be stupid enough to hit him in the back of the head with a beer can, and then the light switch just goes off. And
Yeah.
then next thing you know, you've got the Tweety birds flying around your head.
Yeah.
Don't come crying when the dude took it too far.
So my whole opinion on the thing is yes, he took it too far. Absolutely. Because you can clearly see when that dude makes contact with that mat, and we all know it is assault, contrary to belief, he's out.
Yeah.
He's not there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you are talking about a child who is the DNA of the most underrated UFC fighter of all time. In my opinion, the greatest UFC fighter of all time, but never got the recognition because he was black. And yes, I said that.
When you fuck around and you find out,
Yeah.
sometimes you find out the hard way.
Yeah.
And when you find out that way, I don't care.
No.
You play those games, you win those prizes.
Yeah.
And now, are there going to be any kind of repercussions for young Jackson? Probably. Um, will he smile in the picture? I hope so, because he taught the kid a lesson. Will that guy ever do this again? I hope not. But will this be a lesson he learns the hard way? I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a crazy situation. I mean, the internet's calling Rashad a piece of shit and Rampage a piece of shit.
I
But
bet you one thing though, somebody's not gonna be stupid enough to do it again.
no.
Because you remember when that fan attacked Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
and you remember when they were asking Brock Lesnar, hey, what would you do if somebody had done that to you? He goes, I wish a motherfucker would. Oh man, I guarantee you that was Rampage's dad, or that was Rampage going, I wish somebody would have done that to me. I guarantee you that is a word to everybody. I don't do that to somebody else. Don't do that. Mm-mm.
It's a complicated situation because it was just a misread situation.
Yeah,
You
but that
know,
is how you can learn the
yeah,
hard way.
he
You
thought he
fuck
was a
around, you find
worker.
out.
He wasn't a worker. The guy said, "Hey, if you want to jump in after his match and get your revenge, quote unquote, you're more than welcome to." That's fair game right there.
Yeah,
Now, in any other instance in wrestling, I'm not condoning fans to jump over the barricade because the second your feet touch that floor, you're fair fucking game.
they're fair game.
You're fair game.
Any wrestler,
So,
any referee will say the exact same thing.
yep. So my respect for the business is not detaining my opinion on this situation because I love
Right.
wrestling and wrestling will always be a part
Right.
of what I respect. But I also am a man. So if another man hits me over the head with a beer can and then expects me not to beat the shit out of you, you're stupid.
Yeah.
So he's already been banned from future UFC fights. His career might be over. He might because the dude they thought the dude had flatlined. Like it was that bad. He was that
Which
unconscious.
now young Jackson is lucky that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I
Because
will say.
I will send you the video after this podcast. It's
All right.
bad. But, you know, that's just what happens. You play stupid games, you win fucking stupid prizes.
Yeah.
But back on the path of Forbidden Door, we will get to WWE at the point. Actually, we'll go into WWE right now because there wasn't that
Let's do
much.
that.
Yeah.
Let's do that first.
There
Yeah.
wasn't that much to talk about. I guess the main talking point of this week is the bloodline continues as
The bloodline does continue, and
yeah.
I will say that Naomi did a great job of telling Pierce, you know what, get out of this ring, or I'm going to stick my foot up your ass. She did a great job of explaining, I'm yes, me and Big Jim like the Netflix and chill. I thought the way she explained everything was perfect. Because any superstar who has had to relinquish the belt for whatever reason has had their own way of explaining why they're doing what they're doing. Now, when it comes to the women who have been pregnant and had the belt, each one has unfortunately had to give the same story in a sense of I'm leaving because I'm pregnant. So she did this in a different way. And I thought it was brilliant the way she did it.
Mhm.
Um, and to see the videos of Jimmy in the background laughing his ass off, of while everything is going on, was just epic. I loved it.
Yeah.
But no, it was great to see the crowd getting into it, the raw emotion on her face, the hormones that were just going to it. So, um, to her and to Jimmy, I hope um, everything goes well for them in this. And if she wants to retire out of this, I would not blame her. As a father, as a parent, my two kids are the greatest thing I will ever do with my life. Um, so I understand why she would want to focus on raising this child the best way possible. However, that child has already got a 1-0 victory record at SummerSlam. So, Baby Uso, hopefully this kid can, boy or girl, can come in and rock it. So,
I think that was the biggest talking point from Raw, and like I'm gonna say here, WWE didn't really impress me this week. Um,
no,
I know we have this week coming up is the go home for Clash in Paris, but they really didn't impress me, and the reason that this episode is titled AEW Forbidden Door Recap is because that's what we will be talking about. For the
yeah,
first time in this show's history, WWE is not the focal point. And for the first time in probably 2 years, I was more excited about an AEW show than I have been for anything WWE's done.
and especially the way the night started. Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
The return, and the only thing I was so upset that they didn't do was the stop for the pictures.
5 second pose.
The 5-second pose for Edge and Christian.
Yes. This,
That would have been just, oh,
the finish
but
of this match was brilliant.
it was. It
Just
was.
a pop up spear.
The start was kind of weird
It was.
with the whole, I don't want to face him, you face him. And then the whole stare down in the corner. But the pop that both of them got when they entered in, and just, I didn't think they would start the program with that match, but I'm so glad they did. Just
Yeah.
reliving my childhood, or my, not really my childhood, but my teenage years
Yeah.
of just hearing his music come out, which I'm still shocked that he went from one program to another, kept his
Absolutely.
theme song, kept his entrance. Everything's the same, really.
Yeah.
The jacket, everything. He doesn't have the long hair anymore, but but it's the same feeling when he comes out.
It's
The
just Edge
same,
with a different name.
yeah, it just the same emotion that comes over you, the same rush and adrenaline that hits you when it comes out, and it's just, I love it,
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
yeah. My big takeaway from this match was the crowd at the beginning. When he came out,
Oh yeah,
that place went nuts.
yeah. That you
So
couldn't hear his song after a while because the
yeah,
crowd was so loud.
yeah,
You didn't need it playing in the background; they were singing it for him,
yeah.
and
And
you know,
so
when the Rocky was coming out for a while, of
mhm,
how he would just touch his arm, you could see the goosebumps or whatever.
mhm.
You didn't even need to have that zoom in on Edge. You could see, or I'm sorry, Adam Copeland. You could see how it was already affecting him, and they were just
Yep.
standing there, just taking it all in.
Because I think for these older wrestlers who are, let's face it, at the tail end of their career, they're scared we'll all forget about them. I think
Yeah,
that's the biggest fear about a wrestler hanging it up. Hell, I was only in the business technically for a year and some change, and I miss it every single day.
oh yeah,
I think about going back to wrestling school every single day. I got in front of a crowd and I got that bug, and it's something that you can't just turn off. You
no,
can't.
no, you won't be able
And
to.
and so for these older time wrestlers like Cena, like Edge, like Sheamus, who are struggling with, I have to hang this up at some point. I think that meant something to him.
Yeah,
I think that reassured Adam Copeland that, hey, even when you're gone, man, you'll still see clearly and we'll still
yep,
be here. And when they shut his music off, the crowd continued to sing it. And you could see
yeah.
the emotion on Adam Copeland's face because I think that
Oh,
was
yeah.
the realization to Adam Copeland that Adam Copeland, the person, not just Edge, still
Right,
mattered to the business
right.
of professional wrestling.
Because like you could tell he was waiting for Christian to come out,
Yep.
but they had to stop because the fans were in control at that moment, and
Yeah.
that's, you can't buy that kind of publicity.
The fans took over the show,
They did,
and
they did.
that's typical with an AEW show. But this AEW crowd was hot.
Especially
Um,
when it's overseas.
yeah, it's insane. So Edge and Christian end up getting the win with a pop up spear, which I thought
Yep.
was great. Um, the weird thing is, it didn't feel like this was the last time for me. I think they have an AEW tag team title run in them
Mm, I don't know, man.
before it's
I
all
don't know.
said and done. I think we have one more tag title to win. Um, and it wouldn't be that hard to get them to that picture and get the titles on them in a timely manner. But rumors are still that Adam Copeland is coming back to WWE for one more match with John Cena heading in October. We're
Yeah.
on crunch time for my hero's retirement tour. We're on the final few months here. So it has to happen. If it's gonna happen, it has to happen quick. And that's the only thing that made me feel like this was the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
And
it's
the another good thing about
mhm,
tonight was seeing Brian Danielson as a
man,
commentator. And he did a great job.
oh
He
my
did a
god,
great job.
it
I mean, thinking
shocked
that
me.
he's been there for years as a
Yep,
commentator, not just former
yep.
wrestler getting some experience here. You know, like he had been uh like Michael Cole experience for years doing that, but it was perfect.
I think the thing that stuck out to me about his commentary, and it was different than Michael Cole's, and it was a little bit better. And I'll tell you why. Because he treated it like an actual sport.
Yeah.
He called it
Yeah.
like a sports commentator. And so that for me was really impressive because I've never heard Daniel on commentary. So wow, it blew me away. I was like, man, this guy's like making me pay attention.
Well, you'd hear him before when he was the wrestler
Yeah,
on there, but not as just the commentator.
yeah,
And that was two different people. And tonight or today, hearing him, it was giving his expertise or his experience and whatnot, but it was more of It was definitely more of the commentator's side than anything else, and it was very informative, which
Yeah,
it was eye opening.
yeah, very eye opening. Um, we don't have the. Do we have the match card order? Because I don't remember it all. I know that the show opened with Edge and Christian, and then we went to shit. What did we go to?
It was the I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry.
We're good.
My
We're good.
internet's shaky at the moment, so uh, pulling it up right now is not going to be something I'm going to easily be able to do. The
Shoot, just
next
shoot off the cuff. We
the
don't have.
next match was
Mhm.
actually hold on, I can't pull it up. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. We hey, off the script here. This is why our show is so authentic because it is
Uh
authentic.
the next one, I do believe
It goes in out. I've had this one in for like 2 hours.
it wasn't the was it the
TNT Championship.
yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Between Kyle Fletcher and Nigel McGuinness, which I thought this match was incredible. I
Um it was a technician's dream.
yeah.
It really was because it they made it an art.
Oh wait. Okay, hold on. I think we got this backwards. Because didn't McGuinness fight Zack Sabre Jr.?
Yes.
So who did Fletcher fight? He was on the card. I know that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hold on, y'all. I'm blanking. Hang on. Let me check. This is what makes our show so good because we don't come in here with a script in front of us, right? So we go on the cuff. So I'll pull up AEW's Instagram and this will
Oh, Fletcher fought Takahashi.
yeah. Okay. All right. That's what I was getting ready to say. I knew it was somebody. So Takahashi and Fletcher put on a banger, an absolute banger. It was absolutely insane. I thought this match showcased both men's talents unbelievably well. Um, I think that Kyle Fletcher has the potential to be a future world champion if he's used correctly. And
If
I
used
say,
correctly, yes.
yeah, and I
Well,
say that,
let's say that. If he continues to have matches like tonight, yes.
yeah, but I think we have to get him away from Don Callis for that to
Yes.
happen.
Yes.
So I don't know how long that'll take. Of course,
Mm.
um, he was successful in retaining his TNT championship
Yes.
against Takahashi. It was a very good match. It wasn't a bad match because there's not a
No.
bad match on this card.
No.
There is not a single match. This is very rare for us, especially. There was not a moment in that show that I wanted to take a piss break.
That's true.
I had to force
Like it's
myself.
one of you had to just decide, okay, I have to just risk a little bit of time to just miss some match and get
Yep,
caught up and get back.
yep. That's why we have a Discord channel because if one of us is gone,
That
the
is
other
true.
one's there. So, you know, nothing too big from that match, just an awesome match. It showcased
Yeah.
both talents and it was wonderful. The next match I want to talk about, I have the card right here in front of me. The next
Okay,
match
good.
I want to talk about is Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm really surprised out of that match how
Mhm.
the ref allowed um um
Sabre. Daniel Garcia.
Garcia, thank you, Garcia, to push the rope as much as he did
Yeah, it was very blatant.
without rejecting, like as obvious as he was doing it, without kicking him to the curb.
Yep.
I've seen much more interference from anyone else that's been on the outside and they've been immediately, you're out of here, go back to the back. You're not going to be here anymore. And it didn't matter how many times he saw it and had warned him, he still allowed him to stay out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I was very surprised about.
Yeah. And another thing I can clearly see them teasing is a Daniel Garcia turn on Nigel McGuinness.
And I really thought that was going to be the case after the match was over.
Me too. Me too. Yeah. Usually, we've been watching wrestling long enough. We know that if another guy is behind another guy, you
Yeah.
expect something. So there was a moment there where Danny was behind McGuinness, and I was like, oh no, don't do
Yeah.
this. And because I love Daniel Garcia, I love the stupid little dance he does. I think he's great in the ring. So that to me was very surprising that didn't happen. But overall, if I had to give the match a score, I would give it probably 3.5 stars. Um, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't something that it blew me away in terms of the technical aspect.
Yeah.
But
like I said in the match, it reminded me a lot of like a young Dean Malenko
yep,
versus Ken Shamrock.
yep. So for a technical standpoint, if I had to grade it on that, it would be a 4-star match.
Yeah.
But overall, as a match, I thought the crowd felt kind of dead at some points.
Yeah.
So that's what brings
Well,
it.
I think they just weren't used to seeing those kind of matches. They were expecting high flyers and high action. They weren't expecting, a lot of joint turns and the technician specialists like they got.
Yeah. Well, normally I would agree with that, but they're in the home of catch as can
Well,
style
true.
wrestling.
True.
So, they should be used to
You
that.
would have
But
thought they would have gotten a lot more support than what they got.
yeah, I
Like
just thought the crowd,
the entrance pops they got,
yeah,
you would have thought they would have gotten something like that the entire time.
yeah.
But no.
But there were definitely some spots that I could see that the crowd felt very dead to me. And that's
Yes.
the only reason that I give that match 3.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had to give a star rating to the opener, 4-star match for me just because of what it means.
Yeah.
The, you know, just the opener was awesome just for
Yeah.
nostalgia purposes. Next match I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to go in any particular order, but I am going to go into like what I want to talk about most. So I'll save the swerve match because I got a lot to talk
Okay.
about on that.
I'm glad I'm sitting down for it.
I'll jump over to the AEW TBS Championship match.
Okay.
And this match was actually very good. And coming from a person of my stature who has significantly spreaded his hate of women's professional wrestling over the years, it impressed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one person that really impressed me, and I can't believe that she is not picked up by WWE, and that is Bozilla.
Yeah.
She is a fantastic heel. The other women in this match, they were nice to look at. They really didn't add anything to it, to be honest with you.
But Bozilla is 6 foot tall,
Yeah.
21 years old, and she moves like she is 5 feet and 100 pounds, and she is just she is a force that is going to be reckoned with when she gets a little bit more experience under her belt. Watch out for her.
And she's in a great locker room to do that.
Yes.
She has a great women's division there to teach her. I know she's not a full-time AEW star, but she's a Stardom star, and they have a working relationship with Stardom. So
Yes.
she has this incredible locker room of not only female talent, but male talent to just sit and listen and absorb. And I think if she does that, I think she could be what WWE wants Jade Cargill to be. I think she could be that for them. To be quite frank, I think in the next couple of years, I think she will be the mold that WWE wanted Jade Cargill to be when they signed her. And she fits it perfectly because
I don't think it's going to take as much time.
Yeah. She's not botch worthy. There was a couple botches in this match, but that's going to happen in any match.
Well, that's because she got dropped on her damn head. I mean, come on.
We're going to talk about that. Holy shit. Okay, so there was a point in this match where Mercedes goes for a Poison Rana. Now, Poison Rana usually They lean back and the brunt of the impact goes on their knees because their opponent's head is protected by their shins and the medial part of their thigh. Not for Bozilla. Bozilla landed directly on the back of her freaking neck. And I was,
But I think this was because of the fact that just a height difference between the two
yeah,
individuals.
yeah. This goes back to my one gripe with AEW. I don't think they protect their wrestlers. I don't think they take enough precautions because
That was main event. That yeah, main event of that. You could definitely tell they don't protect their wrestlers. We'll talk about that later, though.
So the thing that aggravates me about AEW the most. Now, I am an avid AEW watcher now because of this pay-per-view and just because they've been putting on some really good weekly television. Like
Right.
really good. So I watch it every week now. But the one gripe that I have is they do not protect their wrestlers and they do not take precautions to protect their wrestlers. And what I mean by that is you have a 6 foot tall woman, and Mercedes Moné is what, 5'5", 5'6",
If that.
and she's trying to do a poison Rana and hold a 6 foot woman while she's going backwards. It's not going to work.
Who's easily got 50 pounds on her, if not
Exactly.
more.
Exactly.
Now,
And
don't get me wrong, Mercedes is strong,
yes,
but come on, that was towards the end of the match too, and she was gassed.
yeah. And so that, to me in particular, if you're going to do something like that and you don't know how it's going to go, that's why you get in the ring beforehand. And
Yeah,
I don't think AEW forces. Now, I'm not saying WWE forces their talent, but I don't think AEW emphasizes, hey, if you're not comfortable with this, go in the ring and try it to make sure it works. That way, if we get in this show, we know that if it's not working, if we try it 10 times in a row and it's not going to work, we can protect the athletes, protect everybody involved. And I
right.
do not think AEW does that enough. Because Bozilla got dropped on the back of her neck, and you could tell she wasn't all there, but it honestly didn't affect her wrestling ability too much, which was very impressive.
Yeah, or we can look at it the other way around. Maybe, and I'll just to maybe play devil's advocate here. Maybe they, and I say they, maybe AEW leaves it up to the wrestlers. Maybe they'll say, "Hey, do you trust each other to perform this move?" And just gives it to them to, okay, if you guys want to give it a shot, you guys try it. If you feel comfortable doing it, do it. If you don't, leave it out.
Yeah,
Maybe they do that instead. So
and I
I mean,
completely understand that.
we could potentially go that route or think that route. So
But I also know how Tony Khan has been as a boss
yeah,
in the past, and he's not a boss, he's a friend.
yeah,
So, no, I'm not talking shit about the company. I loved what they did tonight. I thought it was fantastic. It was honestly probably better than SummerSlam for me. I'm honestly gonna say
I
that.
can't say I disagree with that.
That was, that's a bold statement, but the only takeaways for SummerSlam for me were the return of Brock Lesnar and the Seth Rollins cash in. The matches were
Yeah,
good, but they weren't this good. They weren't this
right,
consistently good.
right,
And
right,
this
right.
pay-per-view had match after match after match that you wanted to pay attention to. When you can make me pay attention to a women's fatal four-way for a championship that doesn't even mean shit,
Yeah,
you've done something right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
of
Except in
course,
damn Roman or the King's Guard. So yeah, that was annoying.
yeah, coming from a former military man who has been taught to march a certain
Yeah,
way, and we all grew up hearing stories about the Royal Guards, how they don't make facial expressions, they don't move, and if you
if
get
you're
too
gonna
close,
march, everybody be on the like. You better practice that one, especially if you're in London.
yep,
That's the
mm-hmm.
one thing you better get right. And they
Yeah,
fucked that up at the beginning. They fucked it up when they were walking out and just
it
like
was awful.
it was mm-mm,
It
mm-mm.
was completely awful.
That was the mm-mm.
But of course, Mercedes Monet would win via roll up. 1, 2, 3, got it out of there real quick, ran with her title. I think what she's doing is great. A lot of people are upset that she has 7 belts or 8 belts or how many ever it is. But this is just me playing Mercedes advocate because number one, she's sexy as hell. Number two, she's my third favorite women's wrestler of all time. Like, She's just that damn good. So, until somebody can prove me wrong and take the belts off of her, we gonna say CEO all day. The next match I'm gonna talk about, and I want to save kind of the big ones for last. Um,
Oh, well, let's just go ahead and talk about the other women's match then. Let's talk
yep,
about Tony Storm.
yep, that's what I was getting ready to jump to. So Tony Storm and freaking Athena. Sorry, I blanked there for a second. Um, this was probably the weakest match on the card for me. If I
Yeah,
had to,
that's saying something because that was still a good match.
yeah, it was still a good match. It was entertaining. But if I had to pick a match, no, let me retract that because we had a terrible ending to that tag match.
Yeah,
As great as it
yeah,
was, that was probably the worst match on the card.
and it's the ending. It's what made it the worst.
Yeah, because there was several times in this show, and not to jump off track, but there were several times in this show that the referees just didn't count when they should
Yeah,
have counted.
and
They
they made it so obvious.
they did not count at all. Um, I think you're going to be surprised on my match of the night because it's not what you expect. Um, so this match was okay. I thought for a second there they were going to let Athena win, just for half a second. I
It
thought it.
it looked like it.
I felt it.
It did look like it.
Um, and so Tony Storm remains your timeless, women's world champion. I think what she's doing is great. Who, if anybody, takes this title off of her? I don't know. I
It will
can't.
be. I truly think it'll be the surprise women. The surprise return from tonight.
Hater. Ooh,
Yes, yes.
ooh, that would be nice to see.
Because isn't
Actually,
that who Tony took it from?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if my brain clock is working correctly, which I've been up since 10 p.m. yesterday. So
Touche, touche.
you know, um, but yeah, I thought it was a good match. If I had to give it a star rating, um, 3.5. I don't think it quite reaches that 4-star mark for me, at all. But I thought it was entertaining and it deserved its spot on this card.
I
Uh,
am curious though if her neck injury though, if that's a
mhm,
work or if that's legit because it did look like that was
yeah,
more legitimate than
yeah,
anything.
it looked painful, but we are
Yeah,
talking about Tony Storm here, who
true. Which I'm still going to
is
be looking up later to see what post commentary
yeah,
interview she might have given. So
yeah,
because those are
that's
always
definitely.
classic.
And this show was at a great time for me, especially. I thought it was at a good time slot for us because we're in the United States and different parts of the country, but we're in the United States. For me, it came on at 1 p.m. For Drew, that would be what,
Noon.
12?
Yep.
So this was a great spot for a pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, I only work on Tuesdays. This man works his ass off Monday through Friday. So sometimes it's kind of hard when a show comes on at 8 and doesn't go off till 11:30, 12 o'clock. Um,
Yeah. That next morning is kind of rough,
yeah, it's a little
but
rough.
worth it.
And I worked my first 8-hour shift of my life this past Tuesday, and I will tell y'all what, I don't know how my dad did it for fucking 21 years because I came home and was literally crawling through my front door. Um, because when I got there, normally I'm not gonna say where I work for confidential reasons, but normally where I work is pretty chill. You go in there, I was in the gift shop on Tuesday or wherever I was. I was on the front desk in the gift shop. So I was there. It was good in the morning time. Come noon when I was in the gift shop, everything went to fucking shit. Just boom, 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 boom.
Got to
And then
test
there
the
would
metal
be
somehow.
there would be a stop period and then a boom, 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 boom period. So I was wore out. But I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun with it. So that's a good thing. Um, but I thought this was a great time slot for the pay per view. Of course, it only was this time slot because they were in England and overseas, and
Right.
you had to, fit in the time slot. But I thought it was a good time slot for it. It went off at like 5:30. Um,
Yeah,
that
it was a
would
good
be
4.5 hour pay-per-view.
yeah, that would be 4:30 for you, 5:30 for
Yep.
me. So it was a good time. Granted, like I just said, I've been up since 10 p.m. yesterday. So I'm tired, but I'm excited. So, uh, you're happy with that result that Tony Storm kept the title
Yeah,
and everything? You're good with
yeah.
that? No gripes about that? The next
No, no.
three matches, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Barn burners to say the least. We have Kazuchika Okada and Swerve Strickland. Now,
Yeah.
I'll let you start because you said something to me that you just want to punch Okada right in his suck hole.
Yeah. Every time I see that guy, I mean, he's a great heel. He's a great heel, and that's the best part of a heel. Like if you instantly hate the person, they're playing a great heel.
Yep.
Um, he might be a great guy in real life, cool. But I can't stand him. He's um he's a phenomenal athlete,
Yes.
and he's a great wrestler, great entertainer. I can't stand him. He's probably someone that will never win me over. Even if he does try to be a face, I will be waiting for the next heel to just come over and just take him out.
Yep.
And with the way this match went, I was so on Team Swerve, and was just ready for Swerve to get revenge as much as Okada's been just destroying his knee, and as much as he was destroying his knee in the match. Um, the surprise at the end and the after match beating that he got, I was so glad that I was sitting down.
Yep.
Um, because to see him get pinned between the steps and the ring post, and for Okada to take that chair and just swing for the fences, Barry Bonds style,
Yep.
that ow, and then to see his fellow come out there with the pipe, like I said in the thing, I'm not coming out there with a pipe. I'm coming out
No.
there with a taser, and it's not going to be the one you got to get real close. I'm coming out there with the gun taser that shoots out the prongs, because I'm not going to be too close to you. I'm going to be at a distance and still get you, because shortly after I said that, who came out?
No,
Who
no.
made a surprise return?
Oh, okay. So this is my
Yeah,
one gripe with this, and it's Wardlow. Wardlow made his return to AEW and joined the Don Callis family.
yeah. Because you hit that son of a bitch with that pipe, all you're going to do is piss him off.
Yeah.
So
He's just
I'm going
gonna
to want to be at a distance,
take
you
it and
know.
grin.
Yeah, I'm going to want to take out the charge, reload, and just shoot the prongs at him at a distance. Because if it doesn't work, I'm going to make sure I'm hauling ass out of the way.
But my
Because
one
you hit him with that pipe, all you can do is piss him off. It's like hitting a Mack truck with the lead pipe. It's not going to do anything.
Oh, I gotta clip that and put it on our TikTok. But um my one gripe with this match, and it's not really the match. The match for me gets 4.7 stars.
I'd
It's
say that, yeah.
almost perfect. Almost perfect. But the only thing that pisses me off is we have this big monster again who returns and is great and it's wonderful. I thought he was going to WWE. The report said he was going to WWE like a year ago, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but another motherfucker joins the Don Callis family that doesn't need to be in the Don Callis family.
I mean, they're almost growing about the same size as what the NWO was at one point.
Yes. And what does Wardlow gain from being in the Don Callis family? Absolutely nothing.
How many titles do they have?
They have the
Let me
TNT.
rephrase that. How many titles are they missing?
The AEW World Championship, the AEW TN well no, holy shit. The AEW Tag Team Championships. If we want to get technical, the AEW Women's Championship. If we want to get technical, the AEW TBS Championship.
They've got a shitload of titles in AEW.
Yeah, which is to me bullshit. And I'll tell you why. I fucking hate Don Callis. I've hated Don Callis since WCW Don Callis. I bet y'all didn't know that. Damn, I could not stand that son of a bitch. Now I'm having to watch, I'm a historian now, but I watched WCW obviously after it had aired, right? And so I had no idea who Don Callis was. So I'm watching Monday Night Wars or whatever, and this motherfucker comes on my screen for the first time, and it was the first heel that I wanted to punch in the face. And I'm a heel lover. I want to choke him every time I see him. I mean, I just want to squeeze him till his eyeballs pop out. But it's not because he's a good heel. It's because he's just straight up fucking annoying. Like he's just annoying. He's not a good heel. He doesn't get good heat. Everybody hates him. And there's
You
a
know, and I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss off probably a lot of fans that we have, or we might potentially have, and it might make a lot
oh
of people
boy.
upset with me.
Oh boy.
To me, he is the Will Ferrell of the wrestling business. A lot
Wow.
of people love him, and I can't stand him.
Yeah, I can say that. I can see that. Although I love Will Ferrell and I don't know what's wrong with you, but that's another discussion.
He was good on Saturday Night Live. You put him in actual movies, I can't stand him. You give him a script, he's horrible. You give him on no script, he's great.
So
Sorry.
you're telling me that he wasn't good in um shit. Get Hard with Kevin Hart. Come on.
I haven't watched all that movie.
So yeah, yeah, I could see that. I could comparing Don Callis to Will Ferrell is interesting, but I can see it. Um damn. Which I guess in my comparison, that would be Pedro. He's the Pedro Pascal of wrestling because everybody loves the guy. I'm not a big fan of the guy. I didn't want him cast as Reed Richards. I think
You'll
they
change
should
your
have.
mind when you see him as Reed Richards.
I think they should have casted John Kuklinski, the guy they had in Multiverse of Madness. He
I
was
won't disagree with you there, but you'll
he's
change your
perfect.
mind when you see him as Reed Richards. Because I thought the same thing until I saw the movie.
Yeah. So I'm a little skeptical on the guy because he was good in The Last of Us. He was good in The Mandalorian. He was only good in The Mandalorian because they kept his face covered half the time. But um, that's another discussion for another day. But my
Yep.
gripe with this man is like everybody that comes back or everybody that has a big moment, they join the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
What type of stroke does Don Callis have in AEW that nobody knows about?
Unless he's getting people to get paid, I don't know.
He's sucking off Kenny Omega. That's what he's doing.
If it's getting the guys paid, I mean,
I
hey,
mean, he's getting them on TV because I will say this about the guy. If it wasn't for Don Callis, half those people in his faction would not be on TV.
that's quite possible too.
Yeah. So, all ups to him, but I was just very frustrated with the fact that we have a guy that came in and had been gone for over a year and he's fucking
Right.
with Don Callis. Why? Nobody knows yet. So yeah, other than that, the match was really good. 4.7 stars for me. I thought it was the third best match on this card.
Yep. Let's get to the next one.
So my match of the night is actually the one I'm going to talk about next. MJF and Adam Page.
Mine too.
This was my match of the night. And I know a lot of people expect me because I'm a ECW guy and I love extreme wrestling and extreme stuff. And we'll get to that because Darby Allin's probably on life support somewhere. But that's a discussion in a few minutes. This match surprised the shit out of me on how good it was because you always hear the internet marks say, "Oh, MJF can't really wrestle. Oh, Hangman can't really wrestle." And I was one of those people for the longest time that said Hangman could not really wrestle. Prove me wrong tonight.
Yeah.
Proved a lot of people wrong tonight, and MJF proved a lot of people wrong tonight. They put on a. I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I have to because it was genuinely one of the best things that I've seen in the last year from outside of WWE,
Yeah.
excluding everything that happened in the big, up in New York or Stanford now. But that was probably my favorite match of the year outside of WWE. So
Singles
far.
match. Yeah. Singles match. I'll give that.
Yeah, singles match. It was definitely holy crap. The Hangman Adam Page became Superman Like I don't know what he must have done. Injected a or Kryptonian serum into his arm before the match. I don't know what happened. Now,
Man
did
was
you?
on something.
Yeah, did you feel like there was too many false finishes and too many kickouts at certain points?
Uh, yes and no, but at the same time, I just felt like they were just trying to stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, they had to fill their time slot because they knew that cage match was going to be pretty long.
Yeah.
So I would give it 5 stars, but I don't think that's the only match on this card that I'm going to give 5 stars because there's only one left. These two went back and forth. If you haven't watched it, go watch it already. Um, I wish we need to talk about a sponsor, and you know who I'm talking about. Hopefully, we can get in touch with those people because I would love to promote their platform um, more because more people need to find out about it. But the cage match, this main event was fucked up on
Yeah.
so many levels.
Yeah. Started off fucked up with
Like,
those handcuffs. Those
yeah,
handcuffs.
yeah. Like, where do they even
I
come
mean,
from? Like,
I don't know, but I mean, you talk about just destroying wrists immediately.
yeah, yeah. I don't
And
know
the way
how.
that they got those, just, there had to be a broken chain at some point.
Yep,
But I mean, the way that Moxie was just dragging Darby at one point, and then all of a sudden a drop kick in the most brutal way
mm,
is what breaks them.
yep,
So the way that he was being drugged, and then all of a sudden a drop kick breaks them and
yep.
separates Moxley and Darby, and the pain they're both in. Ow!
Yeah,
I mean, ow! And then you don't see either one of them for a while, and then when they both come back, they look like they're both zombies.
yes, yeah. And so I have four MVPs of this match. So I have the Young Bucks because they were brilliant, and everything they are doing right now is fucking hilarious, and it's
Yes,
priceless, and it's
yes.
amazing, and it's
Because when you see
wonderful.
a bag that you know is going to be thumbtacks or something that's supposed to be bringing on pain, and when they go to empty it out, all you see are gummy bears. Dude, that it had me in stitches.
Yeah, like in stitches. Like it was hilarious. And the fact that they gave them the original first, I'm not talking about like first AEW thing. I'm talking about first ever professional wrestling theme that the Bucks ever had. I was
And you have Kenny
halfway
Omega dancing in the ring as they're coming out to it to add insult to injury. It was
yes. And so
awesome.
I'm the one thing I'm surprised, and they could have done this before, but I was halfway expecting them to call them Generation Me tonight. Just for another throwback that not a lot of people know about. That was their name in TNA, was Generation Me. Matt and Jeremy Buck in
Yep.
TNA. So I was halfway expecting them to call them Generation Me, and I probably would have got a pop because I was a fan of Generation Me before they were even the Young Bucks. Um, but this match was brutal. It lived up to everything that they said it was going to be. My other two MVPs are Will Ospreay because I think he's the best fucking wrestler in the world. I don't think there's anybody pound for pound, bell to bell that comes close to him right now, other than Seth Rollins when it comes to in ring talent. And if we could ever, in a dream scenario, get those two in a ring together, holy shit, magic. But I will stand on that hill. A lot of people, and he's looking at me like, you're crazy right now. Will Ospreay is the best wrestler on the planet. He proves it every time he goes out there. So he's one of them. And then another one I have to give it to poor old Darby Allin because he died. He died and was fucking resuscitated. Not only, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen forks be used in AEW before. Hell, we've seen syringes be stuck in people's faces and pulled the other way through. But I have never seen a grown man almost lose his ear to a fork on live pay per view.
They duct taped him to the chair and then took that fork and just shoved it in his earlobe and in his ear and just
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
my ears just thinking about that.
That has to hurt. And for there's going to be some idiot
And
people
then
out there.
and then dude picked him up and just slammed him.
Yep.
He was still
Just
in
to,
the chair,
mm-hmm.
and then just dropped him, just like, oh,
Yeah. And there's going to be some idiot people out there that don't understand the wrestling business and think they do because it's all fake and predetermined that are going to say that wasn't a real fork. That wasn't real blood. Yes, ladies and
dude,
gentlemen, it
that's
was real fork and real blood. Darby Allin had a fucking fork drove through his earlobe and twisted around like he was on a lollipop.
yeah, just like he was trying to just get the spaghetti twisted around the fork. It just,
Oh
ugh.
my God. Thanks, Drew. You just ruined spaghetti for me for a
You're
couple
welcome.
months.
You're
Um,
welcome.
and another thing that happened to Darby in this match, the motherfucker fell with who was it? Was it Claudio? No, it was
No,
Gabe Kidd.
kid.
Yeah, whatever his fucking name is. The guy from New Japan that nobody knows. Um, fell with him on his back, and you would think that Darby being on Gabe Kidd's back would,
Well,
cushion
no,
the fall.
kid was on Darby's back.
Oh, yeah, he was on Darby's back. Okay. So you would think that Gabe Kidd being on Darby's back would cushion the fall a little bit. You know what I mean? No. Darby ate shit.
And he didn't let go of Darby at all.
No,
And
he
he
did
had a
not
hold
let
of
go of
Darby's
him.
neck the entire time.
Yeah. He held
And
on to him like he was scared for his life. You can
and
tell
we
that he
didn't know
said,
Darby was even alive until moments later. After the match is over, they go back over to check on him with the camera, and you can see Darby finally starting to roll over. It's like,
yeah.
oh,
So
okay,
like
he's alive.
there's been multiple times where I've been concerned for Darby Allin's well-being, especially in AEW. I don't know if you've seen
Oh,
that.
hold on. Even before then, um, Claudio picked him up and then slung him out of the ring, and he crashes against the fence or the cage, and then bounces on the ground. Like,
Yep.
holy shit! And this was not too long after the fork in the ear incident.
Yeah.
And
And
it's just like, dude is taking a massive beating.
so for people who say wrestling is fake, the one person I always show them, and they either puke 5 minutes into the compilation or they have to turn their head away, and it's a Darby Allin bump compilation. And the one bump that I always go to, I don't remember if you remember this, but Sting's retirement match
Yes. Oh
against the
gosh,
Bucks, a
that
big ass bump.
oh
He falls through a big ass pane of glass, and you think they would use sugar glass? No,
no.
no, not AEW. Why would they do that?
Almost reminds me when Jeff Hardy fell off the thing and landed square on the steel steps. And
Oh my God. But that was probably the one of tonight, and that night was the one time that I was praying to Odin and saying, hey,
but
just
see,
make
when Claudio threw him tonight,
him fucking bounce.
you would think that he would have thrown him towards the 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 part of the cage that would have given the most cushion,
Mm-hmm.
the chain link side.
Mm-hmm.
No, he threw him at the connector portion. So you've got the chain link, you've got the beam in the middle that holds the chain link together. And he landed in the middle. So he hit spine and
Yep.
ribs and everything in the middle. Just,
Yep. Yep.
oh,
There's only been a couple times where I have had to, ask Odin, or, for those of you who have whatever your beliefs are. Tonight I had to ask Odin, just make sure he's okay. I don't do that in a lot of Darby stuff because I know Darby's a tough son of a bitch. But tonight was one of those nights where number one, I thought he was going to bleed out through the ear because it was
yeah.
that bad.
It
And
was
number
he had it
two,
all down his neck and
yep,
everything when he came back up. Like,
yep,
did it stop? Is it gonna eventually clot up? No.
no,
It just
it just
kept
kept
coming
pouring.
out.
It kept pouring. Um,
Or
just
almost as bad as when Christian decided just to like spine buster him on the corner of the steps that one night. And then shortly after, just picks him up and just dumped him on the same spot. And it's like he didn't move. He didn't bounce or anything. He just stopped and stayed there.
Yep.
And it's like he didn't look like he was breathing. He didn't even like blink. He was just like unconscious. He didn't move for like 15 minutes.
It was one of those moments where, you
want to see what a dead body looks like?
Exactly. And so there was two moments where I was really scared for him, and it was the fork thing, because I genuinely thought he was going to bleed out through the ear.
Yeah.
It was bleeding that bad. And then when he fell from the top of the cage with Gabe Kidd, I genuinely thought he broke his neck.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought I just watched all.
Just because the way that Gabe was hanging on.
Yep. So I genuinely thought I just watched a man break his neck on live pay-per-view, and he wasn't going to get up. I was genuinely scared. I don't get scared in wrestling. That scared me. And the fucked up thing is, nobody else can come up with this shit except Darby himself.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Darby, you need mental help. But this match was a banger. It lived up to every hype. At the end, I don't know if you caught this, but the Death Riders locked the best professional wrestler in the world in the cage and beat the shit out of him and stomped a chair on his neck. Now, is this just time for Ospreay to go back to England to hang out with his beautiful wife, who she is beautiful? Good job, Ospreay.
Good job, man.
And his beautiful kid for a while, or is this the end of Will Ospreay?
Or is he going to a different promotion?
Don't do that to me, because listen. If I hear elevated at a Rumble, I don't care where. If it's in South, I don't care.
Dude, that would be the holy shit moment of the night.
Oh my God. Dude, I've thought about it for years, because like just having him and AJ Styles on the same roster makes me smile.
Then it needs to hurry up and happen.
Yeah.
Because AJ is not going to be around much longer.
I don't know how long his AEW deal is for.
Even if it's just for the one event or one pay-per-view for that time, so they can be in the same ring together again or something. But it needs to hurry up and happen, because that would be amazing.
A lot of stuff needs to hurry up. A lot of stuff needs to hurry up and happen. Nakamura needs to go to AEW in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Just for matches with Swerve and Takeshita in particular. Yeah. Holy shit. I could fantasy book for days. But overall, this show was fantastic. I thought it lived up to everything. I'm glad that I watched it. Will I watch the next pay-per-view? Absolutely. Will I watch Dynamite this Wednesday? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Just to see if they could put a hit list on the Death Squad.
Yep.
Because I can guarantee you that is going to come up with some kind of a retribution because of who came out to support and try to get that cage lifted up. There will be some sort of retribution for sure.
Yep. So in a sorts, and I like the way they're doing, and I know it's a storyline, because if Will Ospreay was really this hurt, they wouldn't have made him take a bump like that to his neck.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's probably just going to take some time off, and then he's going to come back, and it's going to be a big ass pop, and then he's going to be the next AEW World Champion. I guarantee it. Because he's over, not just in England, but he is over in general.
Oh yeah, just anywhere you go.
Yeah, he is. As much as they want to picture, Adam Page as their golden boy, to me, the golden boy of AEW is Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
So I like the direction they're going with this, because you took out their golden boy. You took out their hero that said, I'm going to break your fucking neck, bruv. You tried to kill me, I'm going to break your fucking neck. And he said that on live television. So now you have a ship without a captain in the sorts. Yes, we have Hangman Page here as the world champion. Hangman Adam Page has nothing to do with this whole Death Rider thing for now. He done beat him and, moved on. So who steps up to say, you took out our golden boy, I'm going to fuck you up, other than Samoa Joe? That's the guy that we need to hold that fort until Ospreay gets back. and they need to
Yeah.
use Joe because he hasn't been used properly. I mean, yes, he's
No.
a trios champion, but motherfucker, the dude is fantastic.
You got to turn him loose.
Yes, yes, and I think they
And
did
that's
that
probably
tonight.
exactly what needed to be done tonight to turn him loose.
I think they did that tonight by just him coming out there and Hobbs coming out there. The
Well,
whole
Hobbs was trying to climb the damn cage in order to get up there.
yeah. So
But
I
you had what's her face in there smacking a kendo stick around anybody that was trying to stick their fingers through to climb up.
yeah, and so I think this was a star-making performance for Samoa Joe, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it was a star-making performance for Powerhouse Hobbs
Yep.
because they're your next Golden Boys while Osprey's gone. They can be your one holding the fort down till your Golden Boy gets back. And this whole Death Rider storyline, you can slowly start to see that Moxley's not in control anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, Moxley's going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
And the only leader they have right now that I would buy as a leader, because I could whip Willard Yutta's ass with my freaking good arm tied behind my back. So the only fucking leader that I could see them having is Claudio. So, that's
And
that's
he's
the
a
next
powerful
man up.
motherfucker himself. So
That's the next man up. But overall, I think this show really impressed me. I think that it made me a fan of AEW again as a person who left ship for a while, who was a flag bearer for this company when they first started and said, you know what, they are fantastic. They have gotten back to the glory days of early AEW once again, and it is
yeah.
beautiful. But we have work to do in the morning. Well, you do, I know. But I want to thank you guys, but I'm going to make an announcement here on the podcast. Starting sometime next month, whenever I can watch Fantastic Four, there will be 2 podcasts to drop Mondays. There will be a Movie Monday podcast dropping on the Brotherhood Entertainment podcast channel. I don't know if Drew's going to be a recurring guest or whatever. If he wants to do it every
I'll
week
be
with
on
us,
it.
he
I'll hop
can.
on it with you. Just let me know when.
But we're going to be doing movie reviews because me and my fiance have been watching a lot of movies, a lot of good movies and some terrible movies.
Sometimes those are the best ones too.
Yes. And I have a lot to say about that son of a bitch staring back at me with a creepy ass smile on the back of his background. So stay tuned for that. The first episode will be Fantastic Four, our review for Fantastic Four, because that was my most anticipated movie other than Superman. Superman will be an episode, but I think it's going to be well over an hour long because that movie means so much to me, just like Superman means so much to me. But thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode this week. I want to thank Mr. Magic Fingers himself, the guy in the chair, Andrew for joining me. Hopefully, we'll see John back next week. I don't know. Maybe he'll jump ship with us. Maybe not. Who knows? But I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. I got to edit this and make sure it's premiered and ready to go before I can go to sleep. And I've been up for 22 hours. So I'm having a
Have
great
fun.
time. So this is going to be wonderful. I thank you guys so much. We love you guys. We will see you next Saturday. This is going up on a Monday. They always go up on Monday. We're filming this on Sunday because I had shit to do yesterday. It was crazy. But we'll see you guys next Monday with the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.